Kathryn and today we're doing a story time video, and it's gonna be a bit rambly and random, but we're gonna have a good time. I was grocery shopping this weekend, like many of us do on the weekend, and Prince Charming had asked that I get him some sausages. And I was on my way to the checkout when I realized I forgot his sausages. And despite having a list and a pen where I could have written down get sausages, I didn't do that because I'm dumb. I don't know why I did that. So I left the checkout to go get Prince Charming sausages, and I was going through the frozen food section and I realized I didn't get pizza for Tuesday for the kids. That's a whole story. We're gonna like skip past that because after I got the pizza, I went back to the checkout. And I was next in line when I realized I forgot Prince Charming sausages again. So I left the line to go get Prince Charming sausages and I went down the alcohol aisle because nobody's in there. And just a side note, you have the beer aisle and then you have the alcohol aisle, which are two different sides of the stores. And while the beer aisle will just be crowded all the time, nobody is ever in the alcohol aisle. So food for thought. While I was going down the aisle, I saw magic. Oh my gosh, guys. I cannot even begin to express the level of happiness that I felt when I found this. It is a giant pot of Advocaat. I was thinking, oh, this has to be really, really expensive. And then I saw the price and I was like, I'd be willing to pay that much money for this gigantic pot of Advocaat. And I kept thinking, my husband will kill me. So I bought it anyway. And then I went home and I asked Prince Charming, I did something a little foolish. What's the worst thing that I could have done? And he comes out with, you crashed the car. And I said, no. He said, you hit somebody with the car. No. Somebody hit you with the car. No. I bought an 11 euro giant pot of Advocaat, which will probably last me for the rest of the year. But oh my gosh, guys, like I'm so happy that I had to make a video about it. And you know, let's just try some because, you know, why the heck not? Yeah, I'll be able to eat it. I feel like Belgians don't appreciate Advocaat as much as they should because it's amazing and it's just so delicious. I love it. It's probably, how many calories is in this? Does it say? No, of course not. Why would they? They tell you the ingredients. Ooh, what are the ingredients? Okay, eggs, sugar, milk, alcohol, water, aroma, and stabilizer, and then coloring. It probably would be a lot better if I just made it myself, but... And so you're probably thinking, so you are making a whole video about how you bought Advocaat, and to some extent, yes, but I thought I would share bad memory situations because I have comprehensive reading deficit, which I made a video about it like whenever I made it. It's a reading disorder, which, you know, affects when you read, but it can also affect other aspects of your life. In school, I was put into like this special learning group to learn techniques that I could use to help me study so that I could actually pass a test. There are people in the world who can read something and they just remember it. I can't imagine what that's actually like. That seems like a lot of magic going on because if I read something and I need to answer questions on it, I'll probably have to reread it again unless I'm taking notes. And normally I do take notes so that I remember it because I don't remember it. And that leads me to my second problem, that since I started Beer Mistresses, I've tried like 80 plus beers. Maybe by the time this comes out, I'll be at around 90. But it's sort of getting to a problem because I can't remember exactly which beers I've had. Certain beers, like the ones that I've tried recently, they stay in my mind. Or I'll see some artwork on the beer and I'll think, oh, I sort of remember that. I think I've tried that. But the problem is I don't remember which beers I've tried, and so I'm very reluctant when I go out to buy beers to actually buy the beers that interest me because it's sort of happened where I keep buying beers that I've already tried. This is a good example of such beer. I saw this and I thought the artwork was stunning. Right here, there's a butterfly and all this beautiful artwork, and it was a creek, and I did not remember the artwork, and I was like fairly certain, despite the fact that I sort of remembered the name, that I hadn't tried this beer. I tried this beer. And I thought that, okay, well, maybe because they come in 2 different bottles or 2 different beers. No, they are the exact same beer. There is no difference between them except that they come in different packaging. And I like to say that this is the first time that this has happened, but it isn't. And while I can give myself a pass because obviously these are 2 very different packagings. Like this one's green and this one's brown. This one has beautiful artwork. This is just okay, right? But there are beers that I've bought where the artwork is the same, the bottle is the same, and I bought it thinking, oh, I bet this would taste good, and I've actually had the beer, and it wasn't even that long ago, because I don't remember stuff, which is part of the reason why I've started this running list of all the beers that I've tried with the breweries and the style of beer so that I can sort of look to check if I've had the beer. The only problem is I don't carry that list around with me when I'm shopping. Normally, when I buy double beers, I just sort of drink them on the side. And you guys just never know that I do these foolish things. But I thought today I would have some store-bought Advocaat. I'd try a beer that I tried back in the beginning that I don't really remember what it tasted like, but since it's a Creek fruit beer, it probably was delicious to me. And we'd sort of have a story time of like some funny lost in translation moments that I had. A subscriber left me a comment and I'd completely forgotten about this story until they said something and it just popped into my mind. And I was like, you know what? This is a funny story. I'm gonna share it with you guys. But first, it's delicious. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, this has more of an alcoholic kick than the other one that I had. It's still delicious. Like there's that like creamy butterscotch flavor going on, but there is that like alcoholic kick. And this one is only at 14% and the last one I tried was at 20%. So I find that really interesting that this one has more of a kick to it. I'm gonna have to read it up, or maybe one of you guys know like why is there more of a kick even though the ABV in this is a lot lower. Because I swear I didn't taste the alcohol so much in the last one. This is delicious. It's probably a good thing that I can taste the alcohol though, because I'm gonna have to pace myself because now it's like my body's saying, slow down, Kathryn, slow down. Beer before liquor, you've never been sicker. I think I'll be good. I'm going to be informal and American about it and just drink it from the bottle. Oh, this tastes nice. Ooh, yeah, this has such a sour cherry taste. Wow. There's a little sweetness going on. I swear, I need to try some of the Creeks again because now that I'm trying them after I've had like the dark beers and the blonde beers, like the sweetness is just like, I don't know how to explain it other than to say that the taste is more vivid over my tongue, because before I think I focused on the sweetness because I didn't like the other flavors, and now that I've worked my way up to those other flavors, I like those other flavors, that this just seems so unbeer-like, but it's so delicious, it really is. Alright guys, so my story. Whenever you learn a second language, sometimes you hear something and you don't hear it right. And it just sort of sticks, and people will understand you, but they won't correct you, which is really like sort of annoying. Well, it's not annoying so much as it's embarrassing, because you will make the same mistake over and over and over and over again, and when you finally do get corrected, you'll think back on it and think, I've been saying this wrong for a really long time and nobody said anything. I'm an idiot. So when you bought the baby and you're pregnant, because that's the greatest Dutch expression ever, sometimes your water breaks. If you're conversing in another language, you just translate that crap word for word, like a direct, literal translation. The problem is that it's not a phrase that can be directly translated. And I learned that the expression in France was that you lost your eggs. And I thought, oh my goodness, that is such an adorable expression, you know, because I'm the woman, I have eggs, you know, like you lose the eggs. I sort of thought like the amniotic fluid was like the white and like the baby was the yolk, because the yolk is what makes like the chick. And I thought it was just like the most clever and adorable expression ever. So you might be thinking, well, how often can that expression come up in life? A lot, especially when you're pregnant and you know that all the women in your family, their water broke when they were ready to give birth. And so anytime I went to the doctor or I was talking with people, I told them how like my mom, her water broke with me. My aunt, her water broke with my cousin, and like supposedly grandma's water broke for each pregnancy she had. So I really wanted like the doctors to be prepared for the fact that I was somewhat confident that my water was going to break and I may not start contractions, because that's how it worked for women in my family. And it wasn't until, I want to say the kids were maybe 6 months, I was telling my host mom about how I lost my eggs. They didn't have contractions, they had to induce that. And she asked me, Kathryn, what do you mean you lost your eggs? And I was like, you know, when like the liquid comes out of you. And she said, oh, you lost your water. And I don't know how I made that misconnection, because the words do not sound the same. You have oh and you have they're not the same word. And I don't know how I did it, but I had been using that expression wrong for at least a year and nobody corrected me. And I was thinking back to all the people that I'd said this to, and not one of them was like, what do you mean? And I'm guessing they just sort of understood and just thought that I didn't know what I was talking about. I don't know why they did correct me. And oh my gosh, it was so embarrassing, because it's like, I swear I'm not stupid. I mean, I am sometimes because I forget things, but And then to make matters worse, I was so disappointed that the expression wasn't, I lost my eggs, because I thought that was so cute and adorable. And it just turns out the difference between those two phrases is breaking and losing. I'm sorry, but France, you're going to have to change the expression to I lost my eggs and not I lost my water, because let's be real, I lost my eggs is just so much better than I just lost my water. I lost my water, it's boring. Oh, lost in translation moments. They're so much fun. They really are. Like, I really know that sort of moment of terror where you realize, oh my gosh, I failed at the language, and you just want to like just beat yourself up. You know, I don't know, maybe dig a hole, go in it, and cry because you feel like the dumbest person in the world, but you really can't let that overwhelm you. You need to be able to laugh at yourself. You need to be willing to make mistakes. You know, just sort of be laid back. I know it's so much easier said than done, because when I realized the mistake that I had made, and I perpetually made it over a year, I was, oh my gosh, I'm an idiot, and just beating myself up over it. But you know, it's been like 5 years, and I look back at that, and I just, if I'm ever feeling bad, that's something that I can look back on and just laugh my butt off, because it's hilarious. It is just hilarious, and those moments really are, like, at the time they're not funny, they're really not. They're just like, it's like the end of the world type stuff, but you know, once you have some time to think about it, it's really funny. I will never mistake the word water for eggs again, but I will admit that losing your eggs is a much better expression than just losing your water. Okay, this is 3.5 and this is 14, and I can feel it going to my head because I'm feeling good, but I don't know how to end the video now, and it's probably just going to be ending really awkward like. Sorry. That's what I have for you guys today. I know this was a really random video. I hope you enjoyed it. So give thanks to the YouTube algorithm gods by giving it a thumbs up or a thumbs down. They don't care as long as you interact with my video. As always, I love hearing from you guys, your stories. I swear, you guys tell me the greatest things. I laugh so hard sometimes when I'm reading some of your comments because it's just they're amazing and I love them, and you guys ask me such inspiring questions because I sometimes don't think about certain things anymore because I've gotten used to them, and then somebody asks me something and it's like I can write a book on it, and I think, ooh, I should make a video about this. So I want to thank you all who leave me comments because they really are inspiring. A lot of you inspire me to make new YouTube videos, so leave me comments because I really enjoy them. And if you're new, hit the subscribe button. We should be friends. I'm delightful most of the time. And be sure to ring that bell for notifications, but just come back on Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays because that's when I release new videos. All my social links have been left in the description below for your convenience. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, and I keep a blog, which I've been told it's delightful or awesome. I can't remember the adjective it was used, but somebody told me they enjoyed it. So I'm not biased when I say it's good and you should check it out or you'll miss out. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Tootsies me applesines. This is the best purchase I ever made. By the way, do you like my little espresso cups? Aren't they cute? And my little silver spoon. I don't know who made Advocaat, but they deserve a Nobel Prize for like cooking or peace because it's so delicious. Holy crap.